Hi guys, this is Zach from Watches on You, and today I'm taking a look at the Tudor Black Bay Bronze. So we have reviewed this watch in the past, however we have never reviewed the new version of this watch that I have right here with the new slate gray to black dial, I'll say. So this watch is obviously, it's part of the Tudor's Black Bay collection, which is for sure their most popular collection in their lineup. And it really built the brand back, kind of not really to what it used to be. It's kind of a whole new thing, and it's been kind of, Tudor's just been very cool. It's lower end than Rolex, obviously, but they've been doing some very cool things that Rolex couldn't and maybe shouldn't to keep their kind of collector base, whereas Tudor can kind of experiment with different things, as is evidenced by this watch. Having a bronze case. You'd never see Rolex put a bronze case on a Submariner, but Tudor can do it, which is something I really like just about the Tudor brand in general, because they're allowed to experiment with different things, unlike Rolex, its so-called bigger brother does. But let's get into this individual timepiece. So the case on this watch is 43 millimeters. It is a bronze case, as you can see. And it has a very nice patina. So this is a pre-owned model. This one's actually not for sale. And you can see, though, that it has kind of darkened a little bit in spots. It has some nice patina, and that's what bronze is going to do over time. As you wear the watch, it's going to change, which is something that, I mean, some people really like, some people might not like. Personally, I think it's a very cool thing how every week you wear this watch, it might look a little bit different. And however, the case back is not bronze. It kind of is given a bronze tone, but that actually I believe is just a stainless steel with a coating on it, because bronze can react with some people's skin, so you won't have to worry about that, and that will never change color. But you can just see that it is kind of adjusting over time just because of the patina, which is something cool that you get with this. So now let's go to the kind of dial and bezel. So the bezel, as you can see on this watch, it's an aluminum insert bezel, and it's given a bronze tone as well to match the case. That isn't going to patina because it's aluminum, obviously. And that's got a 60 click bezel, as the same with all Tudors, Tudor Black Bays, except for actually the GMT or the Chrono. And it's very nice. You'll definitely be able to use this bezel for diving. It's fantastic. Action on you, locks down nicely, and coupled with the 200-meter water resistance, this is a very dive-capable timepiece. Just so you can take note of that. With regards to the dial, it's kind of the slate gray dial that gets darker as you move towards the outside. I personally very much prefer this to the original Tudor Black Bay bronze dial, which is more of kind of a brownish tone. I think that the black just looks much nicer. It contrasts more with the bronze, which I think makes it pop. And you also do get on this watch, you get the 369 numerals, as long as you get a what appears to me to be a thinner triangle indicator at 12 o'clock. So this just, again, differentiates the watch in the collection a little bit. I like the 369 personally. I think it looks really cool. And it kind of also harkens back to the Explorer dial Submariners a little bit. So I think that's, again, a nice little touch that Tudor added to this timepiece. As for the movement in this watch, it uses the Tudor caliber MT5601, which is an in-house movement, 70-hour power reserve. They say approximately 70 hours, but either way, that is fantastic. That's about 2 days, just under. And I think that is a fantastic power reserve. You'll easily be able to then drop it. If you don't want to wear this over a weekend or something, you can easily just set it down, then pick it back up for the work week or something like that. It's a very usable power reserve, I'll say. So as long as you're wearing this watch a little bit, you'll be able to easily not have to worry about putting this in a winder or having to hand wind it up and reset it for the next day. So now let's do a wrist shot. So do note that this strap is not the original Tudor strap. This is an aftermarket strap, it's kind of similar to the Tudor strap. The Tudor strap's also a leather strap, but it's darker. It's a black strap. So now on the wrist, I think the 43 millimeter size fits my wrist quite well. I have about a 7¼ inch wrist, roughly. I don't really mind it at all. I actually have a Black Bay GMT, so I know this case size very well, as these really borrow the same case profile. And I think it fits my wrist quite nicely. Again, it might be a little large for some small wrists, so take note of that. I always recommend, if you're going to buy a watch, to put it on in person before you end up purchasing it, because you'll never really know how it's going to feel until you put it actually on your wrist. So that's one thing to take note of. But overall, I think that it fits quite nicely. Black Bays have been said to be a bit thick, which I do agree with. I think that they maybe should thin them out a bit, as they have done with the Black Bay 58, but I don't really mind it too much. I don't really notice it with my watch, at least, very much, so I don't think it's a huge problem, but some people do say they're a bit thick. So again, if you can, try them on in person. So overall, this watch is going to come in at a brand new price of $4,150, which I think is very well priced in the market. I mean, it's got an in-house movement, high-quality Swiss brand, great finishing. You got the uniqueness of a bronze case, and you're coming in well under the price of its bigger brother, the Rolex, which I think is right where it should be. It also is coming in much cheaper, about $1,000 cheaper than a Seamaster. And I think that is a great price to be at for this timepiece. Everything is so high quality about it. The movement's great. Again, you get the uniqueness of the bronze, which I think is cool. And I don't really have any problems, I would say, with this watch. So let me know, guys, if you like this review. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks.